Okay, we're going to have a lesson here on 6.2, properties of rational exponents. Kind of more of the same from 6.1, except we need to revisit our properties of exponents, apply those rules to rational exponents, and understand a rational exponent is a fractional exponent, or an exponent with a ratio. And then we're going to apply specific properties of rational exponents. Okay, what I'd like you to do is pause this thing right after I finish talking here and put the odds in your notebook. Alright, so here are the answers. Up top here, third, we had 6 to the first, 6 to the second. You add the exponents to get 6 to the third. Number 5 here, whenever you have an exponent raised to an exponent, you multiply those exponents, 2 to the sixth. Number 7, this negative exponent means we need to flip the fraction. So I get 5/3 squared, and then you square both parts of the fraction, so you get 25 over 9. Alright, over here, we see we've got the same bases and we're multiplying, so we're going to add the exponents. First I add negative 2 and negative 4 to get negative 6, and then I add negative 6 and 6 to get z to the 0, where anything to the 0 is 1. Alright. Lastly, when you divide by same bases, you subtract the exponents. So 6 minus 3 was 3. There was no 3's to divide by, so we just have 3y to the third. And lastly, we have 4x to the third raised to the negative 2. So I distributed the negative 2 through. I get 4 to the negative 2 and x to the negative 6, which puts everything underneath. 4 squared is 16, and x to the 6 stays as it is. Okay, so for this property here, nothing changes in terms of what we do. 5 to the 1/2 times 5 to the 1/4 is still 5 to the 1/2 plus 1/4. Now the trouble comes, we have fractions. So we have 1/2 plus 1/4. So we need to change this 1/2 in terms of fourths. So 1 over 2. Let me erase that x. 1/2 equals x over 4, which equals 2 over 4. So you end up with 5 to the 2/4 plus 1/4, so you get 5 to the 3/4 for your answer. Alright, the rule doesn't change just because we have fractions. Alright, over here, same idea. We're going to distribute the 2 through, so you get 8 to the 1/2. 8 to the 1/2 squared times 5 to the 1/3 squared, which is going to equal 8 to the 1 times 5 to the 2/3. Okay? So now that we've simplified the 8 and the 5, we have our answer. Okay? Again, over here we have a negative exponent now, so I'm going to put this all underneath 1. So we still have 2 to the 4th times 3 to the 4th raised to the 1/4. Well, now we need to distribute that 1/4 to each of the exponents inside the parentheses, because when you have exponents raised to an exponent, you multiply them. So that's going to be 1 over 2 to the 1 times 3 to the 1, which equals 1 over 6. For our final answer.